All right, so this is going to be Patrick Henry, and apparently he just lays into Gary Gensler in this interview here. Not interview, I guess it's a committee being held. So definitely curious to see him rip into Gary Gensler over some digital asset regulations.
5 minutes. Cher Giner, in March, the Agriculture and Financial Services Committee sent you a letter about the regulatory treatment for Ether, the native token of the Ethereum blockchain. In the letter, we expressed concern the SEC is using different terms to describe digital assets. This includes crypto tokens, crypto security tokens, crypto asset securities, digital asset securities, and digital asset securities that are investment contracts. Does the SEC differentiate between crypto tokens and tokenized securities?
Just to give you a little brief history, this is Gary Gensler here. He has been in charge of regulating cryptocurrencies. However, he has not regulated cryptocurrencies because he doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't want to tell people what to do. He doesn't want to help new laws being made. He doesn't want to give any kind of guidance on how people can actually use cryptocurrencies. He has led by enforcement, which is just simply saying that there's no rules, and then he makes up some rules and says, oh, you violated this according to our government, and now you have to pay us a big fine, a bunch of lawyer fees, all of this stuff. It's very hard for these small crypto companies to actually go after the government because they just don't have the capital to do it. They can't pay the lawyers. So it's this guy, the way he's been running the SEC is pretty much like the mafia when you think about it.
The whether any one offer or sale of an asset is a security depends on the facts and circumstances. In terms of the language or nomenclature, it's less about the terms, it's more about the economics. And it really goes down to a Supreme Court test, which is the law of the land, called the Howey test. And whether an investment contract is being offered and sold to the public, and that public is looking to others in a common enterprise, anticipating a profit. So the labels matter less than what the economics are.
But
you can see like this guy is just full of shit. People are actually starting to crack down on him though, so you can see he's kind of nervous. He knows he's on his way out for sure. Trump already said at the Bitcoin conference that if he's elected, this guy's fired. He is totally shit canned.
there are different terms and words have meaning. And the fact that you've used multiple different words to explain what seems to be the same phenomenon, I think really raises questions about clarity.
And this is what this guy does. He just switches his words. It's different regulations for different cryptos, depending on which one he actually likes. And it's bullshit. It's really what it comes down to.
Well, the laws are clear, and it's written by the Supreme Court, but also...
the laws are clear, but what we're seeing from the SEC is a lack of clarity.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to ask you about. You have no... the direct question is about the different terms, and rather than answering that question, you answered a separate question. Kudos to you. Commissioner.
And there's so many small businesses, which is really, when you think of a cryptocurrency, that's what it is. It's a small business using this technology. So many of these small businesses want to be in clarity. They want to do right by the government, but this guy will not give them the guidance. He waits until they are somewhat successful, and then he comes back and he sues them, saying that they didn't follow some guideline somewhere, right? That's his whole plan. Kurt says, debate and chat, that's what we are here for.
Sure, Purse, let's get into this question. Do you think that one reason why multiple terms are being used here for crypto is that there's no regulatory clarity or consensus identifying which tokens may or may not be offered pursuant to an investment contract?
I think that's absolutely true. We've taken a legally imprecise view to mask the regulatory lack of clarity.
Yeah.
So this question of an investment contract, the SEC defined crypto asset securities as an investment contract represented by the underlying crypto asset. Yet, tucked away in a footnote and on an amended complaint, the SEC clarified a security is determined by the, quote, contracts, expectations, and understandings centered on the sales and distribution of a digital asset, and not that the digital asset itself is a security. Is the SEC using inconsistent standards here? I mean,
yes, absolutely they are. What's going on, Chad? We are watching the House committee. They are grilling Gary Gensler, who is the lead at the SEC, who has not provided any clarity on cryptocurrencies, and he's finally getting called out on it.
Is that what's happening?
I think what's happening is that we're trying to be ambiguous because the legal precision carries with it real implications. And this is why people have been coming to us and saying we need clarity.
Yep.
Is the token itself a security?
People have been coming to you for at least 4 years, probably more than I can think of, asking, hey guys, please give us this clarity so that we can get our small business going. And they have refused every time to provide clarity. Instead, they want to just come back and sue you later. You have an option as a small business owner. You can go ahead and try and make your money and launch your business, which is what you should be doing as an American. That's what we do. We create businesses that launch into these big corporations. That stimulates our economy. That's what we want, that we want new technology. But when it comes to the SEC, they have not allowed that because they won't provide clarity. And it just comes down to what angers me about the government is there's so many people in the government that just won't do their job. And that it's so frustrating from every level in government. People that work in the government, it's like a job that you can't get fired from. You don't really have to do shit. And you just kind of hold that position until you retire and you make a crap ton of money from the taxpayers. And it's so upsetting. It pisses me off so much. And that's exactly what you're seeing from the SEC. You're seeing people just willy-nilly lawsuiting people when they feel like it and not doing their job by actually providing a firm foundation of what is allowed. What can you do?
Or is it part of an investment contract? Is it being sold together with an investment contract? If it is, what is that investment contract and how long does it track along with the token? By using imprecise language, we've been able to sort of suggest that the token itself is a security apart from that investment contract, which has implications for secondary sales. It has implications for who can list it. And I think this is absolutely, we've fallen down on our duty as a regulator not to be precise. And so tucking into a footnote that, yes, we admit that now actually the token itself is not a security, that's something that we should have admitted long ago and then started wrestling with the difficult questions.
Right. So
no shit.
Would a statutory definition provide that clarity for the agency? Or is this something the agency can do itself?
We certainly have authority where we can provide guidance. We can use our exemptive authority. It's always helpful to have Congress weigh in, but there certainly are some guidelines we could provide in this area that we have chosen not to provide.
But a statutory definition would help.
Well, I always welcome the input of Congress.
Yes. She's literally, like, read between the lines. She's pretty much saying, hey, my boss won't do shit. Will you step in and help? That's what she's saying right now.
That's fantastic. Everybody's writing, your fellow commissioners are writing that down. We hope to hear more of that today. So let's continue with this question. You've highlighted publicly, Commissioner Peirce, concerns that the SEC is devoting a disproportionate amount of time on the digital asset ecosystem and diverting limited staff resources away from other mission-critical work. Capital formation. How much work has been put into capital formation in the last 4 years for your agency?
Nothing on the positive side. I would say we've done things that are negative to capital formation.
Exactly. So there you have. At least she's honest. She's like the only one at the SEC that's going to be honest that they need help. They either need to fire Gary Gensler and get other people in there that can actually lead the SEC, or they need Congress to step in and help them out, help them out with some new clarity.